All right, guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope everybody had a nice day, a nice Tuesday, guys. My nice little green streak continues. I'm really starting to heat up. Um, Another day today, 2 for 2 today, was 2 for 3 yesterday, but we had the home run yesterday with RUBY. Bulk of my money today was made on plug, PLUG. I'm still actually holding some of that position. And then I added some money on ANCN. Um, Not a home run day or anything like that, but solid. Just a solid P&L day. Plug's a trade that I'm able to, because of the lower level of volatility on plug, and that stock is very, very thick. Was able to get some good position size based on where my stop loss was. And that's why that was able to really give me the bulk of my profits today. And I'm still in it. So what we're going to talk about here today on this live stream, guys, I'm going to go over that plug trade with you. We're going to talk about what I expect to happen next on plug. Why am I still holding 25% of my position? Where do I think the stock is going to go from here? Where's my new stop loss area? Where are my new profit target areas? I'm going to give you guys the full analysis and full breakdown on that trade and tell you where I plan on taking my next profits off the table. If the trade works out, I should get probably another $2 to $3 a share if the trade does what I think it's going to do. Okay. So we're going to talk about that. Other than that, it was kind of a slow day today. I didn't make a single trade in the afternoon. We did have some stimulus talks that actually pushed markets higher late in the day. So we're going to talk about some of the overall market environment stuff that we're dealing with now. I have been getting so many people that have been asking me about SPY puts, and I've kept saying, no, I'm not buying SPY puts, and especially yesterday. Yesterday specifically, we had a very big pullback day yesterday. We had a big gap up, and then we just faded the whole day, and it was a very nasty looking bearish day yesterday. And people said, Mike, is it time to buy puts? No, I'm not buying puts. I'm not going against the markets. We have seen a rotation out. Tech has not led us higher. We've had a lot of other names and a lot of other sectors lead us up here. I think it's very much a lot more of a balanced market. And now that we've got stimulus talks that are kind of supposedly moving forward, hopefully they're moving forward. There's some positive headlines from stimulus here today. You had some Congress members were meeting tonight to talk about COVID relief. So hopefully we can get some stimulus out to people, guys, ASAP, because you have states going into full-blown, New York is going into full-blown lockdown mode. De Blasio said that, New York City needs to prepare for a full total lockdown. Indoor dining has already been cut out. And if that's the case, we need stimulus and we need it now. Otherwise, you're going to have countless amounts of small businesses, restaurants, gyms, etc., are going to go out of business, man. So hopefully we can get that stimulus sooner than later. And that's why the markets rallied this afternoon, and we'll see what we do tomorrow and the next levels that we're going to be looking at. So welcome, guys, to the live. Also, the Wolf is back tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The Wolf is back. The Wolf had a couple-day hiatus while he was spending some time with family. One of the beauties about being a trader, guys, is you set your own hours. You want to take a day or two off to go see some family, you take a day or two off to spend time with family. You don't have to ask your boss if you can have the day off. That's one of the beauties about it. So the Wolf is back. He will be joining me in just a few short moments. If you guys are brand new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you guys never miss out on any of these live streams, because I do them every day. All right, I do these lives every day. I give you guys the recaps of my trades on the day. I give you trade ideas on things that I'm looking for, trades I plan on making in the near future. I also share with you golden nuggets of information throughout all of these lives. All right. So my name is Michael Edward. I'm the head trader at True Trading Group. If you guys are new, I began my trading career working at a hedge fund. While there, I went through an educational training program that taught me everything that it is that I implement in my trading here today. That is the same education that I pass on to my THD members, and I share some of that information with you for free on these live streams. So you want to make sure you subscribe and turn on those notifications. If you haven't done so already, smash that like button, guys. If you have not done so already, I want everybody in here right now to go ahead and smash that like button, guys. Do me that solid. Lets me know how much you guys appreciate the time, energy, and effort that goes into these lives. All right, so today was a little bit of a slower day. Like I said, just two trades for me. I didn't make any trades in the afternoon. There wasn't a lot of action. Wasn't a lot of action in small caps. We got a little bit of a squeeze move on BCDA that was not able to hold. Large caps were pretty quiet for the most part. There really wasn't too much action today. So I'm going to change things up a little bit on my live stream here. Usually I start things off with a blanket Q&A session, but today I'm going to start things off with actually my trade breakdowns on Plug and ANCN. Those are my two wins today. I only made two trades. I was 2 for 2. So I'm going to break down those trades for you guys here first. Then I'm going to bring back on the Wolf. We're going to go over a live Q&A with you guys for about an hour, answer a couple of questions. You've got news out about Tilray and Aphria merging. So I'm sure you're going to have a lot of people that are going to want to ask our cannabis expert, the Wolf, on what his thoughts are of that news that came out after hours today. So we have a lot to get into. All right. So we have a lot to get into. So I'm going to start things off, guys. We're going to get right into my trade breakdowns. Before I do, go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter. My Twitter handle is right there at the bottom of your screen at MikeEdward_TTG. I'm always posting cool stuff on Twitter, educational stuff, trade ideas, trade recaps, testimonials, motivational stuff. So go ahead, guys, right there at the bottom of your screen. Give me a follow on Twitter at MikeEdward_TTG. All right. So with that said, I'm going to get in here right now, and I'm going to recap my trades. I'm going to start things off with ANCN. Okay, I'll start off with ANCN, which is actually my second trade of the day, but I'm still long Plug. So I'll get to that one. Afterwards. All right, so let's go to ANCN here first. All right, guys, here we go. So here's our ANCN. What I want you to notice here, and this is something that we talk about, and I've talked to you guys about this a lot on previous live streams, okay, where when you have an initial morning high gets broken to the upside with the heaviest volume of the day, the chances, okay, of that previous high becoming support increases. Okay. And then it helps when you have other support indicators that are lining up with that prior high. Now, what you will see here with ANCN, which was a stock that was on the watch list, the stock lit up the board late in the pre-market session, came up here on the watch list. We opened up, big gap up. We had a sharp pullback, and then we bounced back up and broke through the initial morning high. Okay. The initial morning high is put in place because of that first pullback action. Okay, that initial morning high is put in place on that first pullback action. Then we break through with the heaviest volume of the morning so far. Okay. That volume that came in on that break, because it's the heaviest of the entire day, increases the odds and the probability that that previous high will become support now. So what you will see now, let me delete that little square. You'll see once we broke through, we pulled back. Look where we pulled back to. You guys see where we pulled back right to almost to the penny, that previous high. And then we have the trade line and VWAP working its way up underneath. And then as I sit here and I draw out my Fibonacci retracement level, you will also notice that you have the 23.6 fib level sitting right even with trade line VWAP and trade line VWAP 23.6 and then that prior high. So on this pullback, I'm saying to myself, I've got some nice support levels underneath me here. I've got 3 support indicators that line up with the initial morning high. I've got the heaviest volume of the day on that break through the initial morning high. So I stepped in here and I got long ANCN. I'll take you guys direct to my trade alerts. Where are we? Here we go. At 10:10 a.m. Eastern, 475 entry. Okay, so I'm looking at 475, guys, right here in front of that prior high. All right, so maybe entry is a little bit higher, maybe right there. Okay, so there's my entry, 475. All right, and now I'm just looking for us to now hold that prior high and continue to push and make new highs. That's it. That's all I'm looking for. Just looking for us to continue to push and make new highs. Volume starts increasing as we start our climb. And my initial entry was 10:10. My first take profit was just 5 minutes later. 10:15, my first take profit comes off at 5:19. Okay, as we make a new high, we then climb, extend a little bit higher. And at this point, I wasn't crazy about the volume that was coming in. Okay, because what you will notice here is, yes, volume is increasing. Okay, volume's increasing, but we are now making new highs, and we are still not having volume that is heavier than that prior high break. When you get a stock that makes new highs of the day, you want to look for steadily increasing volume. Now, yes, this volume is increasing, but as the stock was extending through highs, I actually said to people in chat that, guys, the volume is a little bit lighter than I wanted to see, because I was really looking for some 4.5 million share candles, because on that break through the initial morning high, we were looking at 5 million share candle and a 4.5 million share candle. So I'm really looking for us to get equal to or greater than that volume that came in on that initial break. And we didn't. Okay, we were trading 3.5 million share candles as we're making new highs of the day. And I'm just peeling profits off the table. I took another piece of profit off at 10:16 at $5.37. Not a home run trade, guys, by any means. That's like a 13% gain. Okay, it's like a 13% gain on the bulk of my position. I held on to 25% of it to see if we can extend and push a little bit further. And we ended up pulling ourselves back in, and then we broke down below that initial morning high, which was my support level, and I got flat at $4.44. Okay, so there's the entry, first take, second take, and then I sold out the last piece, and the stock just completely ran out of steam the rest of the day and was never able to recover. Okay, so lost money on the last piece of the position, which was 25% of my size, but the 75% of my position comes off the table up here at really nice profits, which leaves me with a solid little gain on the day. Again, not a home run trade by any means, but just taking what the stock gave me. I mean, wasn't too much else I could have pulled out of this thing. The high of the day on this was 549. I was looking for us to see if we can get to 6. We were not quite able to get to 6. My final take profit would have been up here at 6, but we did not quite get there. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about ANCN specifically? Does anybody have any questions about this trade? Can I make a play like this in the afternoon? Absolutely. Absolutely, you can make a play like this in the afternoon. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, exactly, Mike. Exactly, Mike. Lost on that last 25%, but still walked away profitable on the trade. Will ANCN consolidate tomorrow? I wouldn't go anywhere near that stock tomorrow. We're not going anywhere near that stock tomorrow. How will I set up for quadruple witching? I'm not. I don't do anything different on quadruple witching day than I normally do. The reason for taking my second profit where I did, so greedy rack. So my first take profit was right at the high of the day. And then my second take profit was an extension through the high, and I wanted to take profits in front of 550. So I'll take you guys back here. Okay, so here was your $5 break. And then here's potential resistance at 550. All right, so let me delete the $5 break and let me zoom this back. This is the daily chart. And what you will see is here we had this little area of support right around that 550. Then we broke beneath it, and you see the stock continue to move lower. So I wanted to take profit off in front of 550. And at the time, the volume that was coming in while the stock was making new highs, Greedy Racks, was a little bit lighter than I would have liked. Now, there's the 550 line that I just drew on the daily, and you can see we tapped it almost basically to the penny. So my first take profit was at the high, which was there. That was your high of the day. Okay. So then my second take profit was up right in front of that 550. So my take profits were one at the first high of the day, then on the extension through the high of the day. And I wanted to get some off there in front of 550 because that level I just showed you on the daily chart. And then I was holding on to one last piece to see if we got some follow through, but we did not. All right. We got stuff there at 550. Okay. And that's it. And guys, this is why it's important to, this is why it's very important for you guys to stick to your stop losses. I'm not sure. It looks like we had somebody that was commenting before that is probably just bag holding their ass off on this thing that's crying about their position. And if you guys are not going to stick to your stop losses, you're going to get crushed on small caps. You guys can't just sit in a small cap and hold on to it and hope and pray and that the stock comes back. That's not the way it works. If you're going to trade small caps, they're going to be extremely volatile. They're going to be high risk. They're going to be high reward. This is not something that you guys can just hold on to. You can see that this stock went all the way from $5 down to $2.70. You have to stick to your stop losses. And that's how I'm able to walk away from this trade. Okay, from this trade with a nice little profit on the day instead of getting stuck in something that looks like this. Okay, take your money and run, because when you have a small cap that gives you follow through, it's the greatest thing in the world. When you have a small cap that doesn't, they completely fall apart, they run out of steam, and it's an absolute death wish for anyone that's thinking you're just going to sit in that stock and hope and pray and hope that it bounces back. All right. Yes, long on my first entry. Yeah. Was I long on my first? Yes, I was long. I mean, yes, my first entry was long. Okay, so this was a long entry right here was the long entry, and then I took profits into that move. Yes, I'm back to 25, 50, 25. Yes. I'm back to 25, 50, 25 on my profit taking, guys. After GLSI, I switched right back to 25, 50, 25. All right. All right, guys. So now I'm going to move on now to my second trade of the day. Well, actually was my first entry, and it was plug. I really, this is the big win on the day for me. And I'm still holding some. Was able to get some really good size on this plug trade. And you know, the lesson that we're going to talk about here on plug is actually exactly what we talked about yesterday. If you were on my live stream yesterday, okay, if you were on my live stream yesterday, what did we talk about identifying strong support levels? What is the price action that is going to show you a strong support level? And man, did we have it here on plug. Okay, so I want you guys to notice these three tails. Okay, look at these three. I'll highlight them for you. You guys see those three candles? You guys see those three candles? Look at the tails that are getting put in on those three candles right on this trade line while you get the trade line view up cross set up, and the stock just starts to climb higher, holding that trade line, and gives you a nice like 45-minute rally. Okay, as the stock just continues to climb. Okay, so as I'm looking at plug, the thing about plug is we had a perfect storm here on plug. Plug had a great fundamental catalyst, a news release today about Walmart, or including Walmart, and that gave you the gap up on the stock. This is something that this is a stock that has a nice short position on it still. And, you know, with that press release today, gave you fundamental catalyst for people to come in. You can see very heavy volume this morning. This volume is significantly heavier than volume that you would have seen at any point during the day yesterday. Look at yesterday's volume and then look at the volume in the morning. So as I'm sitting here, I'm saying, okay, plug is gapping up today. Plug's got a fundamental catalyst today involving, you know, a really, you know, big brand name company. And you have much heavier than average volume and I've got these tails that keep getting put in here, showing me a nice support level around 27.30. And as soon as I saw, not the first one was not enough to tell me that there's support there. But as soon as I saw the second, that's when I came in. I said, guys, I'm getting long plug. They've got a great fundamental catalyst. This tail is showing me, okay, that is showing me a support level. Okay, that is showing me a support level because of all of that tail, that price action, how fast the stock bounces off that price level when it gets there, just told me that there's some good buying pressure in here. I had, at the time I entered this trade, I had the trade line working its way up underneath me, and I went in here and I got long right inside of that tail on plug. My actual timestamp is 9:45 a.m. long at 27.68. Okay, long at 27.68, stop loss 27.20. So I'm risking 45 cents a share. All right, so I'm able to get myself some nice big size on this position. Typically, I'll go into a trade risking around 5,000 bucks. And I come in here and I was able to get myself some good size on plug. And then you'll see that we had one more tail and test. And now this time the trade line works its way up and just pushes this thing right through the high of the day. Just pushes this thing right through the high of the day. And then as we extend through the highs, I just start peeling profits off the table. Okay, so again, I'll go back to the trade announcements, guys. Took some profits off at 28.12. I sold 25% of my position at 28.12. And then I sold 50% of my position at 28.55, almost $1 a share. Not quite, almost $1 a share. The bulk of my position there, again, there's the entry, first take, second take, and now I'm still long 25% of my position that I entered there at 27.68. And what I want to show you guys is why I am still long 25% of that position and what I'm going to be expecting the stock to do. What I'm expecting the stock to do here. How did I trade this? How did I trade both at the same time? I just bought both stocks. Guys, some traders are not comfortable being in more than one position at once. I have no problem being in 3 or 4 trades at the same time. What was it? Just on Friday? On Friday, when I was 4 for 4 on Friday, I was in 3 trades at the same time, and that was HJLI, SLDB, and CERT. I was in 3 trades all at the same time. So I have no problem managing risk and managing multiple positions. Some traders are not comfortable doing that. I have no issue or no problem with that. So I just bought, I saw the 2 setups. I liked both. I bought them. That was it. Okay. So now let's talk about what I'm still long. Okay. So again, guys, I'll take you guys back. Okay. There's the entry. I sold 25% of my position here, and then I sold 50% of my position here, and I'm still holding 25%. Okay. The lesson to take from this, though, is a perfect kind of follow-up to the lesson from yesterday. And that lesson from yesterday was the price action to identify a strong support level versus a weak support level. And that tail action is a sign of aggressive buying in front of the level. That's why when the stock gets down to that price level, it puts in that tail because it immediately gets off the level. When the stock immediately gets off the level like that, that's because buyers are very aggressive at that area. So the buyers are jumping on top of each other to try to grab the liquidity and try to get their fills. And that pushes the price of the stock up very quickly. That is a really good sign of aggressive buying, which typically happens in front of a support level, which gives you confidence to buy also and add to become part of that aggressive buying that's at that price. Yeah, that allows you to become part of that aggressive buying. And that's exactly what I did here on this plug entry. And I'm still holding 25% of the position. Now let's go to the daily chart. Let's talk about the setup here on the daily chart. What you guys will notice here is a very clear resistance level at 29.50. Okay, this is a very clear resistance level at 29.50. Not only is that this previous 52-week high, but you had a little bit of a double top here these last 2 days. Okay, so on December 8th and on December 9th, Okay, December 8th, high of the day was 29.49. December 9th, high of the day was 29.69. Today, high of the day, 29.31. There is very clear resistance at 29.50. Okay, you had this real heavy volume day on the 8th that took you right to 29.50. You then had lower volume as the stock gave this pullback. Then the news today gave you the gap up and another strong volume day as the stock now pushes back up to test 29.50. If this stock can break through this 29.50, 29.65 area, if we can get through that, this should push into the low 30s. I'm talking like $31, $32 a share is a beautiful target for the last piece of this position. 29.50 also happens to be a key resistance level that you have to go all the way back to 2008 to be able to see. I'm going to leave that line at 29.50. I'm going to take you to a weekly chart and let's see the resistance level that I'm talking about. Let's pan all the way back, all the way back. Let's zoom in. Let's pan all the way back. Let's zoom in and look at that pivot top. Look at that pivot top, okay, at 29.50. And prior, you saw we had a little area of support right around that same level. And then we broke beneath it. We broke beneath that level. We bounced back. It became resistance. And then we extended lower. Okay, that solidifies that resistance there, 29.50. Now, obviously, this level 29.50, the stock was not at 29.50 in 2008, but this is accounting for the adjusted price after splits since 2008. Okay, so there's your 29.50 level. We've got to get through that. But if we can get through that, now let me go all the way back. Let's go all the way back to here now. Okay, let's go all the way back to now. Let's go back to the daily chart, and there's your resistance. Okay, there is your resistance. Okay, there it is. So I'm still holding 25% of my position because I want to see if the fundamental catalyst that we saw today on plug, coupled with the short position that's still on this name, if that's enough to get us through 29.50. If that's enough to get us through 29.50, you should see maybe a 2 or 3 day move on plug. Okay, I think we can get a 2 to 3 day move on plug if we can get through that resistance. I think the stock will open up if we get through there. Okay, and what I mean by open up, I think you're not going to have, I don't think you have consolidation like this. I think you have direction like this if we can break through this level. Okay, so the stock is consolidating beneath this resistance level. If we can break through it, I think the stock opens up again and you get a real nice extension move like you saw here in early November. If we get through that level, I'm looking for similar price action, not a long swing trade, maybe a 2 to 3 day hold if we can get through it. Okay, if we can get through it. All right, so that's what I'm looking for, guys, going into tomorrow. Let's talk about stop loss. Okay, my stop loss on the rest of this position is going to be down around 27.80. Okay, 27.80 will give me that previous little double top pivot high of on the 11th. And as I zoom in, it also gives me today's initial morning highs. And then that's when we had the rally. We then pulled back in the middle of the day. That level then became support and we bounced off of it nicely. So this is kind of telling me, the price action today is telling me that we are now above what was a previous little resistance zone. I'm going to look for that to now become support. And again, I'm long from 27.68. Okay, 27.68 is where I'm long from. I've already sold 75% of my position for a very nice profit. Now I'm telling you the stop loss on my final 25% is 27.80, which means there's absolutely no way that I can lose money on this piece of the position or the trade overall. This is house money at this point. I'm only looking for extra gravy on top. I already locked in the bulk of my profits. If I get stopped out on this last piece, it'll be a small gain on that last piece of the position, but I'll take a small gain on this last 25% to potentially get myself another $2, $3 a share if this works out. Because if I get another $2 or $3 a share and I'm still holding 25% of my position size, that can actually make me more money than what I made on the 50% of my position that I sold at 28.55. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking for. We're going to see if I can get some more out of this trade. I'm going to see if I can stay in the winning trade longer, and it's all going to come down to see what happens tomorrow. Do we push up and try to break through 29.50 again, or does the stock give you a deeper pullback, and do I get stopped out at 27.80, which would be my final profit on the trade? Okay. Does anybody have any questions about the plug trade specifically? Anybody have any questions about the plug trade specifically? Where would the next resistance level be? It's going to be up there in the low 30s. It'll be up there in the low 30s. That's why I want to get my profits off in front of it. Yes, yes, Russell, you absolutely could use a trailing stop. You absolutely could use a trailing stop. Yes. What would you recommend to buy now? Let's see what happens tomorrow. But you could buy this thing now with a stop loss right where my 27.80 is. Yeah, so a lot of you are saying, should I buy it tomorrow? Should I buy it tomorrow? I would not be buying Moderna right now. I would not be buying Moderna. I see some people asking me about Moderna. But guys, we'll keep this on plug right now, and then I'm going to bring the wolf in. We're going to take some questions. Is a plug trade a good start for a beginner? Yes, it's very low volatility, but can still give you good range when the stock actually makes a move. So it is a really nice stock for you guys to trade as a beginner because you can still get, 10, 15% gains while, giving yourself a little bit less risk because it is a slower moving stock. This is not a stock that's going to like whip around and halt on you like crazy. So this is one that's got a little bit less volatility. Okay. Cool, guys. Good stuff. Good. Everything makes sense. You guys enjoyed that? That was my two trades today. Those were the two wins on the day. Like I said, I'm just 2 for 2. That's all I did. 2 trades today, 2 winners, and we're still long a piece of that plug trade. All right. What I want to do here right now, guys, I'm going to bring on the wolf. We're going to go through a live Q&A session here now, but I'm not doing so until you all smash that like button, guys. I want to get ourselves up to around 500 likes on this video before we take a single question. I want to see if we can get ourselves up to 500 likes, guys. We've got about 800 people right now that are watching this live. I want to see if we can get ourselves up to 500 likes before I bring the wolf on and we start to talk about some questions that we're going to take from you all. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on the wolf just so we can say hello. And then we're going to see if we can get ourselves up to 500 likes, guys. And without further ado, I'd like to welcome back the man, the myth, the legend, Jason, the Wolf of Wheat Street, Spatafora.
Hey, everybody.
What is on your shirt, man? Is that an NSYNC shirt?
It's Backstreet Boys are
wow.
Orlando, where I went. So
is that a Kangol hat?
Nah, dude. It is like some Backstreet Boys swag.
You took 2 or 3 days off and you aged 15 years.
No.
That's literally what just happened.
Listen, kid.
Is that cranberry juice?
No, it's green
prune
tea.
Juice?
Listen, kid, I'll break your hip. Yeah, guys, I aged a lot. I figured, I went to Orlando. Guys, in this pandemic, you can't go far. So I went to Orlando. And, what's more fitting than wearing the Backstreet Boys right now?
Why is that fitting?
They're from...
I don't know. What you think? Am I supposed to know? Am I an asshole because I don't know the Backstreet Boys are from Orlando?
Backstreet Boys. How do you not know the Backstreet Boys? I mean, the hits. Come on. I mean, they like, I celebrate the collection.
I got nothing.
I know.
I
I
got
know,
nothing.
man. I mean, that's what Howie and where is he? There you go, Nick Carter. Where's AJ? AJ, where are you, buddy? Where? I think he's there you go.
I really,
Guys,
I
I
got,
try and keep it. I try and keep it real.
oh no, you do. You definitely do. So guys, dude, we are going to, like I said, what we're going to do now, what the Wolf and I are going to do here is we are going to spend some time now. We're going to, welcome back the Wolf. He took a couple of days off. He was not on the live stream with me the last couple of days. I know we had some people that had some questions, but we've got some breaking news after hours with Aphria and Tilray announcing merger talks.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everyone is going to want to know the Wolf's thoughts on that. So let's dive in, guys. We're going to do a live Q&A here now with the Wolf and myself. Go ahead, guys. Fire away. I'm going to open the floor up and let the Wolf speak to you guys first about the Tilray Aurora news, because I already know that there's probably 100 people that are going to ask you about that. So, Wolf, I'll just let you start things off. Take that away. Give us your thoughts on that news, and then I'll let everybody else fire away with some questions.
It's funny because back in 2019, so back in 2019, if you guys follow me on Twitter, I made a really bold prediction, March 5th, 2019. And I said, beware of the Ides of March. So if you follow me, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. The Ides of March being the 15th of March, the day that Julius Caesar was killed. And I said, this is it for the Canadian pot stocks. My expectation is that they're going to go down. I didn't expect it to be so dramatic. And, as that's happening, suddenly all these companies need to really be executing and preserving capital, which none of them were doing. And I said, at that point, I was like, look, these companies are going to need to merge to survive. At the end of the day, that's the only thing that's going to make sense, because a lot of these companies don't have the cash or the operating capital to, be lone wolves, so to speak. And that's exactly what this Aphria Tilray deal is. The only problem is it's like I couldn't think of a shittier company to, Aphria right now is the 6th biggest revenue producer in North America. Okay. Tilray, I think they're tied for 11th. If you take both of their revenues and combine it, it's equal to TrueLeave, and still like 28 million away from Curaleaf. Okay. So, this is a big problem. Now, what does that mean? If let's say that this deal does happen, I think it's a really shitty deal for Aphria shareholders. That's first and foremost. I don't understand why Aphria shareholders would even agree to this. Irwin Simon would become the CEO of this, joint venture. Brendan Kennedy, who's the CEO of Tilray, who literally sold like $100 million worth of stock in Tilray's first 6 months, if not more. I mean, he sold a stupid amount of stock. Might not even have a board seat. So guess what he's going to be doing with his stock? And if I was him, I wouldn't want a board seat either. Because if you've got a board seat and all of a sudden you're an insider, guess what? You can only sell 1% of the OS every 90 days. Brendan Kennedy loves to hit that button, so there's a risk there. Other than that, I get it. I understand, it'll save a ton of money, about 100 million in operating expenses by them pooling resources. And that was really the main thesis that I made back in 2019. I actually expected to see a lot more of these, but what we saw was just a companies thinking that they could just do it and that they would survive it. And then, with this pandemic, it's really, wiping out the Canadian industry, right? I mean, look, they don't have the addressable market that the United States has, right? So, okay, and in the stuff that I read, they're talking about international expansion already. I mean, Tilray's got a really big presence in Portugal. Okay, well, what's Portugal's addressable market? It's shit. So I don't really see this as like, I think it's a bad idea for, this to go through, but what do I know? I'm, just the guy that told everybody to get away from Tilray when it was just running, and on and on and on and on. I wouldn't buy it. Tilray, I'm not such a big fan of theirs. I think that their accounting practices are a little sketch. They're very good at them. I don't think that they're number 6. I think that their numbers are fudged somehow. That's just my opinion. I don't really think it's a real good deal. And then the crazy thing is Aurora's up, Cannabis up. Guys, Aurora just shut down basically Aurora Sky, which is their flagship facility. They shut down, they're idled it, and they laid off 200 people. Okay. Aurora Sky is Aurora's biggest facility, and Aurora went up today. That just kind of shows you how crazy, these Canadian cannabis companies are. But here in the United States, guys, we're great. January, we're going to start legalization in a couple of key areas. Numbers just keep steadily increasing. Guys, what did I say a couple weeks ago about, the next 2 companies to do offerings? We're going to be Cresco Labs and TerraSen. And guess what? Cresco Labs and TerraSen. I see you guys asking about mushrooms. What do you want to know? Guys, here's the thing with mushrooms, okay? They're a lot like pot stocks in 2014, okay? My best advice to you, take profit, take profit, take profit, jump on Momo, jump on Momo. Just bounce from each one of them. Like a game of Frogger. New mushroom company comes out, just grab some. Grab some, it'll rip, then dip out, jump on the next one. There is a market there, but of the companies that I see, I'd maybe buy 4 of them. Some of these companies have no business running. I know because, look, some of these companies are like, hey, do you want to be a board advisor? And I'm like, no. Like, what do you guys really have? So, do I think BTWN still has room to run? Yeah, I was actually pissed because Mike was talking about BTWN this morning. I sold it pre-market at 1370, and then it was on his list for what? And he was like, oh, maybe back at 13. So we entered BTWN at 1094. We took profit 2 other times, and then I had my final take profit pre-market at 1370. It ran a little to 14, but then it came back down to 1250, and I was like, oh, should I get back in? And Mike was, trading plug and, whatever else. And I was just kind of like, come on, Mike, just jump in. That'll make me want to do it. I would have like $1.30 of insurance on it. I never did. Look, I got into BTWN for, Peter Thiel-esque reasons. And, it was a nice 30% gain. Like, if it pulls back, yeah, I might take another crack at it. But could it run more? This thing was just, $11 basically. You're talking about a 30-40% move. So don't be too greedy with it. These things are nuts. The weed map spec, guys, I know I know you guys have missed me. I'm getting a lot of it's like rapid fire. So Weed Maps. So I know the founder of Weed Maps very well, and I can tell you. And the day this was happening, I was getting texts from the people that funded Weed Maps that were like, "Dude, just trade it." They're like, "Just trade it." They're like, "There's no way this is anywhere near 1.2 billion valuation." Like my valuation that I had a year ago was like 300-400 million, and the only reason I was even thinking about that, and even before, was they were talking about possibly going public as a standalone, and I was like, okay, well, I want in on that placement, and I was like, okay, I'd get in on that placement because they also have some other assets, right? So they own like marijuana.com, which they bought for $5 million and sat on for years. I mean, to give you an idea, like, I don't think people really understand the Weed Maps model. They think, oh, it's just an app. So if I've got a dispensary and you've got a dispensary and we're across the street from each other, literally, we're across the street from each other, what Weed Maps will do is make us compete via auction to see who's going to get like that spot on Weed Maps. So you've got some dispensaries paying like 50 grand a month, just to be ahead of the guy that's across the street who might have better weed, just doesn't want to spend, 50 grand a month. So they crush revenues. To give you an idea, everybody's on Weed Maps. There's probably 5,000 dispensaries in California alone, so you got to look at it like that. It's actually a great business. What's the symbol for Weed Maps? They were acquired by Silver Springs. I think it's SSPK, which oddly enough, somebody was telling me that they were pretty surprised. I sent Mike the text why we haven't talked to them. I was like, yeah, if they want to acquire me for like a 50 million valuation, I'd be like, no problem.
Take it.
Silver Spike, thank you. So yeah. Do I think cyber guys? I have a position in that company, and I'm in a private placement. All I'm going to say is I hope it keeps going. Hemp, like Bruce Perlewin, like OTC hemp, or hemp as in Heritage Cannabis, which is Clint Sharples is the CEO. I can tell you that both of those companies are dog shit. Trust me, I've got 6 million shares of one of them that I can't clear anywhere. I'm just lining the walls.
Just toilet paper at this point.
Just toilet paper. I got 6 million shares. Look, Trip, which is Red Light Holland. Todd Shapiro is a very good friend of mine. Like, I've known Todd longer than I've known Mike. I actually spoke to him this weekend on my ride up. He gave me a call. I don't have a position in his company. I never have. He did ask me to be a board advisor, and I can tell you that this price is too high. All right. My take on MindMed. I played cards with Bruce Perlewin last time we were in Vegas, and we talked about psychedelics and DMT and everything for like 45 minutes. Right now, they've got a bigger market cap than Compass. Okay, so that's just kind of shows you what the appetite is like. I'll give you. So Compass Pathways is another Peter Thiel company. So when Compass Pathways was going public, or just went public at 22, it shot up to 45, came back down to 32. Now it's 55. When that was happening, I had invested in a company, all right, a psychedelic company pre-IPO. And this Compass stuff was happening. And then all of a sudden, people couldn't get into Compass. So a bunch of like biotech firms, like, you know, like hedge funds, think of it, still wanted like desperately to be in the sector. Now, there was a lot of choices. Trust me, there was MindMed, there was a couple that were still going public, and then there was this one company that I, you know, ended up going into. And 7 out of the 10 that were in Compass went to this company, Cybin. This company, sorry. And they were like, we'd like to buy the entire round. You know, basically like 100 million worth. And they were just like, whoa, we don't even have that much to give, you know, and this is everywhere. So the appetite is definitely there. Mental health, I mean, you know, guys, you have to look at it like this. None of these companies, you're not investing in a company that's going to have like, you know, like some candy company where it's like mushrooms. Okay. That's not what you're investing in. You're investing in delivery methods for, you know, all of the parts of, you know, the magic mushroom or whatever, like the psilocybin, that helps against like mental illness or PTSD or Alzheimer's or anything. Because the study, you're basically, it's just delivery methods at this point. And each of them are carving out their own little niche. You know, some are trying to remove all of the, you know, the psychoactive stuff. So you're not like tripping out. So you get all the benefits without tripping. So you have to really evaluate it. Now, from this, there are going to be a lot of companies that are going to do really well. Okay. You know, another one that's going to go public is a Thai Life Sciences, which, you know, if this IPO market is, you know, if it continues like this, I'll never get a position in it unless, you know, I can get it from a broker before it goes public. But yeah, I mean, look, the market is definitely there. But just like pot stocks in 2000, look, there's 300 pot stocks right now. Okay, I own 4 of them or 5 of them total out of that 300, and those are the ones that I just, you know, set it and I can set it and forget it. Like, I don't own a pot stock right now that if you said to me, all right, you've got to close your eyes and go to sleep for a year, that I would, you know, like, you can sell these pot stocks or you can hold on to them. What are you going to do? Like, I'm going to hold every one of them. If that was my choice, or if somebody else, you know, put a gun to my head and put me in, you know, carbonite, whatever, but you know what I'm saying. Now, would I do that with Canadian companies? Hell no. You couldn't get me to hold one of those things for a month at a time. So yeah. A brief history lesson: pot stocks in 2014. Guys, there were I had like just days where it was like, oh, I just made 100 grand, you know, from somebody that had never traded before. Guys, I put $4,000 into a stock in 2014, and 3 months later, $500,000 came out. That is what I mean by crazy. You know, like a 10,000% gain. And on some of these mushroom stocks, and I have owned a bunch of them, I'm seeing those types of returns, especially if you got in early, you know, like 1,000%, which is just disgusting. And I'm happy, you know, I'm like, hey, you know, by all means, but it's not sustainable, but at the same time, it can't be, you know, you can't just discount it and say, well, this is bullshit. You know, like, at the end of the day, we're traders, right? If there's a trade there, we take it. The thing is, you know, go into these trades assuming that at some point they're going to screw you, you know, and then that way you'll always be safe. Charlotte's Web, garbage. That company I wouldn't own. That company I definitely wouldn't own. But, you know, I'd own it before the Canadians, but there's only a couple. The only good thing about Charlotte's Web is so they've got CBD that they like that the FDA can say, there's only like 3 companies that have like this FDA approval to say like that their CBD meets some sort of requirement. It's what's it called? Charlotte's Web. I think it's CBDS. There's another one. And then there's another one that's not public yet. Sama. I owned it. I traded it. I sold it. And then that Jay-Z SPAC is just garbage. I was so happy to sell that thing. So happy to sell that thing. My thoughts on Sundial. I'd rather nail my private parts to a burning building than on Sundial. So does that answer your question? Oh, laser, LAZR. Guys, I got so screwed on laser today. I'm still in it. So, guys, I bought laser. Guys, last time I took a break, I came back from trading and I didn't have a losing trade for like a month and a half. Now this time I buy a little bit more of laser. So I originally got into laser at like $22, traded the absolute hell out of it. Hold a core, trade a core, which I usually do. I probably traded somewhere in the neighborhood of like 7,000 shares in like a 3-day span. And, my biggest take was at $47. And then I got out of the bulk at, I got out of the bulk at 44, 45, and then 47. And then I added some at 37, and then I sold it at like 42. And then I kept a little for, just for shits and giggles. So then I bought a tiny piece with just the profit. And then today I was like, all right, let me buy a little bit more. But it, wasn't even half of what I sold it at $47. And I was like, man, I was like, this is a nice round number. I got like $20 insurance on this. Like, literally I'm buying with house money. Because I did like 100 and whatever percent it was. And literally the second I buy it, Citron. Like Citron,
muddy waters. It was just
muddy waters, Citron, like
pile on.
It was just like I was like, are you shitting me? But here's the thing, and this is, they did the same thing with Grow Generation, which is CGRW, another pot stock. It was 22, it dropped down to 15. And then the thing's, 30 something bucks. I don't even know, it might even be higher. Right now, I think it's like 35 actually. So they've done this with so many things, and I just was like, you know what? I'm not gonna get shaken out. I'm not giving Andrew Left or the guys at Muddy Waters any money. I'm not going to give them the satisfaction. I will just hold. This position was always going to be a long position anyway. So now I'm just like, I'm down $5 on the trade. I'll live. Sama, I just went over. I owned it. I traded it. I sold it. MJNE, I own it. Planet 13. Planet 13 is the most overvalued company in the U.S. And I really like the company. So I say that you can't value a dispensary at over $1 billion. You just can't. To say that, that was one of the biggest issues that I had with MedMen when they were going public, that they were valuing each dispensary that they had 12 of at $165 million each. No, there isn't a dispensary on this earth that's worth that money. Kind of like Jay-Z's like SPAC, like, ooh, we're going to sell $50 joints, 1.5 gram joints. Would you pay $50 for a joint? Hell no. Guys, I got, people, as you can see, give me really good weed. and they, their shit's not even $50 a gram. $50 a joint? Who wants to pay that? I take like 2 hits from a joint, and I'm like, here, let me explain to you how the Large Hadron Collider works. Or, oh, you want to know about time travel? Yeah, let's do it. We could have a whole YouTube on it. I'm back, baby.
I'm back. Wolf is back, baby. All right, guys, what else? What else you got for us? You guys have the Wolf and I for a little what Moderna. Someone's asking me about Moderna. I
think you say don't buy it.
I'm not. I mean, I would be like, if I owned Moderna, I'd be selling it. I wouldn't be buying. I'm not looking to buy it here. Like, if you're buying Moderna now because you just found out they got a vaccine, you're so late to the party. Like, you're literally, it's like the cops.
You were in a coma.
The cops just came to the party. They just shut the whole party down. Everybody's left. The kids, the kids' parents have come home. They're in the middle of screaming at the kid, grounding them, and you walk in the door holding a 6-pack of beer, like, I'm here. Like,
you're holding a 6-pack of Zima.
Moderna is, listen, I think if you guys bought Moderna because when this whole thing started, because you thought they were going to be one of the companies to get the vaccine, they got the vaccine. It's here. Okay, it's here. I don't know where. I think there's so much more risk to the downside than there is upside at this price level. I don't think it makes sense to buy it here.
Yeah, definitely not. I saw a question for Absalara. It was addressed to you, but I'm going to take it because this whole IPO thing with DoorDash and Airbnb that happened, and then and C3 AI, guys, I like C3 AI and Absalara have been on my list of IPOs for a minute. I got Google alerts set for them for like any mention, and then these IPOs happen. So C3 AI was supposed to come out at $31. Then then all the IPOs are really hot. Then it's 36. Then it's 40, and then it IPOs at $102. Okay, $102. Absalara, same shit. Same shit. I don't know. It was supposed to come out under 20. First it was 16, then it was 20, and then I think it came out at 78 or 81 or some shit like that. And then even Hydro Farms, which is a pot stock, I'm doing air quotes because they're not allowed to do deals with companies that actually grow cannabis, which, hey, kind of a big, important thing. Also is supposed to be at 16, came out at 47. Okay. I think that Hydro Farms is going to be one of the best shorts in 6 months. I think all of these, unless they did a direct listing, are going to be great shorts. Easy. As soon as those shares unlock, or any shares unlock on these things, it's going to be really fun. And if you don't believe me, just refer back to my 2019 Beyond Meat tweets when this thing was up in the 200 and something dollar range, and I said it was like when we were hitting 235 or something. I said October 29th, this is going to be under $100. And it's like, well, that's pretty precise. And like, okay, well, what's your thinking? I was like, that's when all of these shares unlock. It ended up closing at 85.
Dude, look at this IPO market. Like, if you guys do anything from, or learn anything or take anything away from the live streams that Jason and I do, I just hope that it's like, even if you're not actively trading, or even if you're not part of the group and you're not getting the full education, you're not actively trading, but at least just, I feel like we save you guys from making a lot of costly mistakes. And I hope that some of this stuff that we are not only helping you guys make money with like telling you things about, like, when I was telling people to buy AMD at 44, 45, the stocks hit all-time highs today, 97. That was only a couple months ago. When I was telling people to buy ABBV in the 80s, that stock's, went all the way up to 110. Hopefully just those type of things you guys are able to benefit from. But also, I can't tell you how many questions I got from people about, should I buy Airbnb? Should I buy Airbnb? And I told every single person under the sun, no, do not buy Airbnb. I told everybody that IPO is insanely overvalued. It makes no comprehensible sense whatsoever. There's not a human being on this planet that could justify to me how Airbnb's valuation in the spring was 18 billion. Then they decide on their IPO price at $68 a share, which values the company at 47 billion. And 24 hours later, they IPO and have a market cap over $90 billion. No. Companies don't just increase by more than 100% in their total value in less than a 24-hour period. No.
On a gap up.
And on a gap up. And everybody is like, oh, what a great IPO. That was a horrible, horrible disaster of an IPO. DoorDash, same thing. Horrible disaster of an IPO. If anyone on here says they were good IPOs for who? Was it a good IPO for you? Were you able to buy DoorDash at $100 a share before they began trading on the exchange at 80? Were you able to buy Airbnb at $68 a share before they began trading at 146? So who was it good for? It was good for the hedge funds. Okay, it was good for the institutions. It's not good for the average retailer. Guys, look at this chart of Airbnb. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You think that's a good IPO? That is a disaster. And guess what? The institutions don't give a rat's ass because they're still up 100% on their money. So what do they care? What do they care? And this is why I pleaded with everyone the day before the actual IPO. Okay, it was last Wednesday. I was like, Mike, should I buy Airbnb? Should I buy Airbnb? No, you should not buy Airbnb. And hopefully it saved you guys a lot of money because the stock has just gone down, 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 down every single day following the IPO, down another 4.5% today. DoorDash, same thing.
Yeah.
DoorDash down, 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 down since the IPO. These massive, massive gap ups off these IPOs, guys, it's concerning. It is concerning because, this stuff, it just reminds me of, what usually, like, max exuberance it comes out in the IPO market. It comes out in the IPO market. You guys see it. You're seeing it now with the SPAC plays. You're seeing it with the IPO listings. These valuations just do not make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, and a couple of companies pulled their IPOs. There was supposed to be a couple more IPOs, and they're like, "No, we don't. Not in this market. We'll just delay it." I forgot whose company I know. But yeah,
it was Roblox just delayed their IPO.
Oh yeah. Because these things, guys, this isn't good. The whole thing is, when you're going public, you want retail investors in there because they become the best marketers and champions of your company, right? So you want everybody to be able to participate because, look, the system is already rigged against all of you. Unless you're an accredited investor and you're able to get allotments on these things, the game is rigged against you. Like I'm telling you, as somebody that's done a lot of these things, it's rigged. Guys, I'm getting into some of these placements, and even with it unlocking and their pressure and their short, I'm up 1,000%. 1,000% on my money. Think about that for a second. I don't even have, I mean, a bad private placement for me is like 500%. Okay. So the game is already rigged against you. All right. This is just like, just disgusting. It's disgusting. You know? It's also just creating a lot of fatigue. It created a shitload of bag holders.
Yep.
And, that fatigue, look, it's going to get, let's say it starts climbing. All right, well, if let's say I bought up there, I'm like, I just want to get out of this thing. I feel lucky to get out. And then I'm putting pressure on the stock.
Yeah.
And the whole way up,
Yeah.
So, you got to realize, like, this is why we always say, like, don't chase shiny objects.
It's exactly what I tweeted the day of the Airbnb IPO.
Well, I know at least you're listening to me with my lingo. Yeah, I got.
How do you become? So Sachs says, how do you become an accredited investor? So in order for you guys to participate in these pre-IPO rounds, which the Wolf and I have done several times, you have to be an accredited investor. And Sack is asking, how do you become an accredited investor if you have the net worth? It's not being an accredited.
You don't get a trophy.
It's not like you get a certification or you get like an ID card. An accredited investor just means you meet certain criteria. You have to either have over $250,000 of income over I believe it's a 2-year period, or $1 million net worth minus like your residence, like minus your house. Like you can't include your house into your net worth. So you have to have like basically a $1 million liquid net worth or have $250,000 of income for 2 years. And that just you just are an accredited, you meet the criteria of being an accredited investor. Okay. So you will have to sign things when you're filling out the forms to participate in these placements or to participate in these pre-IPO funding rounds. Okay. And that's what you will qualify. You'll be able to do them. If they say, hey, are you an accredited investor? They'll just say, are you accredited? And if you meet one of those two criteria, the answer would be yes. And you'd be able to participate in them.
Yeah. It's a scam, guys. It's a scam. Like nobody, like, all right, guys. First, let me say we are not giving financial advice, nor are we telling you anything. But it's a box. They ask if you're accredited for liability purposes. Okay, like if you get into, like they ask me questions like, does this represent 20% of your overall net worth, like this investment that you're making. They ask you questions like that for liability reasons. Now, I know people that were doing private placements that were like in high school and, in Canada, because Canadians, that's what they do. You guys know, I know some of you guys, I see some of you guys on here, but it's a box that you check, it's just for liability purposes. Like I think it's bullshit. And when I run for Congress against Debbie Wasserman Schultz, this is one of the things I'm going to go after that and eliminating the PDT rule. So vote Wolf. Yeah, nobody checks. There's not like, like I don't have a card in my wallet that says, ooh, accredited investor. It's funny because like my wife does these too, and she's like, am I an accredited investor? And I was like, really? I was like, just check the box. She's like, I'm a civil engineer. I'm like, just check the box. Yeah. So you should read up on it. I'm not telling you to break any rules or anything like that. So I don't want to, something like that.
All right, guys. Next question. Is it me or is GME set up for a nice short squeeze? 93% short interest. Yeah, listen. GME is set up for a short squeeze, but the reason why there's such a massive short position on GME is because institutions think that the company is going to go out of business eventually. They viewed GameStop as a similar Blockbuster scenario where the whole streaming environment and companies like Netflix put Blockbuster out of business, where the whole thing that put Blockbuster out of business was you no longer needed to get off your couch or get out of your bed to rent a movie. Yeah. You could do it right on your television. So Blockbuster went out of business.
Well, also Netflix would send you the DVDs. You remember?
Oh my God.
They would send you the DVDs.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
I know. So you literally didn't. You just had to be able to go to your mailbox.
Right. I forgot about that. Wow.
The crazy thing is that Blockbuster had the opportunity to buy Netflix for $50 million, and they said no.
And they said no. Yep. One of the best stories ever. One of the best stories ever. But yeah, guys, so like, institutions look at GameStop, GME, and they see a similar scenario where why do you need to go to GameStop to get a video game anymore? You don't have to. You can sit right on your couch or your bed, and through your Xbox or your PlayStation, you can download the video game directly to your console. Why do you need to go to GameStop to buy a game? That puts that entire side of their business obsolete, which means now you only need to go there for like accessories, controllers, and stuff like that. Well, do you really need to go to GameStop for that? I mean, you can go to Amazon.
Yeah.
Like why? What do you need to go to GameStop for now? And that's why there's such a big short position on that stock. Guys, in order for the short position to get squeezed out of GameStop, something major is going to have to change with their business model. If GameStop just continues, if GameStop just continues to go about business like they're doing, maybe you get a little bit of a boost during the holidays from people that are buying the new PlayStation 5, and maybe people are buying gifts, or they're buying maybe gift cards for people. So you probably see a nice little boost going into the holidays, but long term, I would not invest in GameStop. I just don't see a reason for it. I don't see the growth. I see a company that's going to have to either drastically change their business model or fight by their, claw, by their skin in their teeth to try to survive. So I don't see it. I don't see it as a long-term play. And I don't think you're going to get a real short squeeze unless something major changes. An institution, just because a stock goes from $12 to $15 is not going to make an institution that thinks the stock's going to zero. It's not going to make them cover their position. So yeah, you have 93% of the float is short, but it's because they think the company's going to go out of business, and it's not like they're shorting it for like 1 week. They're shorting it for the next 2 years, 3 years, and they'll hold that short for as long as they see fit.
I see something. I want to address it. So said, do you see it? They're going digital with some guy and doing a revenue share with Microsoft. Okay, what do they do with their inventory? What do they do with that inventory? Like, their whole model is, hey, I want a PlayStation 5. What will you give me for my PlayStation 4? And then they say, I'll give you $50. And then they turn around and they sell it to some idiot for $150. That's their whole model. And that model is dying because now you don't even need games. Like, you get an Oculus, it goes right to the headpiece.
I want to talk about something else too, because some people are like, they're already doing that. They're already closing stores. They're going to this. Guys, in my opinion, and I'm giving you my opinion how I look at things as an investor, there's a big difference between a company adjusting their business model because of innovation and because of creativity and because of being ahead of the curve, and a company that's changing its business model by force because they don't have a choice, because if they don't, they're going to die.
Yeah.
And that is how I view GameStop. GameStop is not shifting to this digital model and closing brick and mortar because this is 10 years ago and they're seeing the future. They're doing this because they have to, because they can't afford to keep their stores open. They have to shift to this model or die. And to me, I don't want to be invested in a company with a management team that does not have the foresight to make these changes and make these investments before it's necessary, that is reactive instead of proactive. And that's how I view GameStop. So that's just, listen, it's my opinion. If any of you are long GameStop and you believe in it, listen, I don't have a race. I don't have a horse in this race. So I'm not short the stock. I don't, if you guys are long, I pray to God you get a short squeeze. But I'm just telling you, as a long-term investor, I would never touch it.
Yeah. There's much better things to put your money in, like Beanie Babies and Tulips, Blockbusters. They're coming back.
All right, guys. We'll take a couple, one or two more questions, guys. What are some other dividend stocks you like besides ABBV? I like Chevron.
AT&T.
What?
AT&T.
Yeah. Well, I like Verizon better than AT&T.
Well, dividend wise, who has a better?
Yeah. Well, AT&T pays a higher dividend, but I think you'll get better stock. You'll get better performance on the equity with Verizon than you will AT&T. I feel like Verizon has a better balance sheet than AT&T. But their dividend is slightly less. But it's still, Verizon still pays an excellent dividend. I like Verizon. I also like Altria. Altria is pretty good. MO pays a nice dividend. That's a pretty stable stock. Pepsi's a decent one where you can actually get an okay dividend, but still get some pretty good, decent upside. Like I don't like to buy stocks just because they pay a good dividend. Like, what good is a 9% dividend if the stock goes down 15%?
Yeah. Look, I think that a lot of these are good buys. Like, if you're looking to be like, trust me, dividends are not sexy, but if there was ever a time to get positioned in dividend stocks, it would be now. Like the Chevrons, the Verizons, the AT&Ts, the Pepsis, when everything's just kind of hammered and there's upside on the equity position. Because unless you're going to buy, $1 million worth of AT&T, and I don't think any of you are crazy, it's not worth it. Like AT&T, like, is good if you want, like, if you're putting together like a dividend portfolio. There's actually dividend ETFs that you could actually buy. You should be looking at dividends now because, looking on stuff that's depressed, your whole model and way of thinking should be not what's going to be good in 5 months, well, what's going to be around in 5 years. I'm getting a lot of US Steel. I'll pull up US Steel.
Sure.
To the tape. Mike, what do you see?
Well, what I see here, boys and girls and houseplants, is a beautiful support level at prior resistance. So what I want to point out to you guys is with US Steel, as we look back to the left, I want you to notice that prior support level at the end of 2018 at 1720. Okay. Then as I zoom in, I want you to notice that we broke below that level It then became resistance. We rallied back to try to test it. It became resistance again. And US Steel has never gotten back above that level since early 2019. Okay. Now, as we fast forward into current time and we zoom in a little bit, what you notice is we broke through that resistance level. This is the daily chart on a real nice increase in volume. And we have a nice, calm, orderly pullback on lower volume back down to retest that previous resistance level, what is now acting as an area of support. And I would not be surprised if you see X bounce off of this level and try to move and continue this trend.
Yeah. So, guys, US Steel is one of my favorite stocks. I think it's a must trade stock, or must, if you're trading options. Okay. It was actually the first trade I ever alerted in TTG on the equity side and the option side, back when it was $5. I like US Steel. I traded the hell out of it. I'm in the $19 January 22nd options. Okay. I'm also in the 1750s and the 18s. I bought those while I was on vacation. But on those 19s, we actually made a move all the way to 20. We tapped 20, as you can see. And, so I got in 194. First take profit was 227. Second take profit, which was the following day, was 250. Then when it pulled back at 229, I said something to everybody in chat, which was, look, I am only buying a small piece of what I sold. And I'm buying this knowing or sensing that we could get, and my exact words were, a violent pullback. Because of the way that this thing has run. Guys, this thing a month ago was $10. Okay. So, part of the reason that I chose options that are, that have 39 days left on them was for this specific point. Like, look, it can't just go straight up. I was trying to get a little bit more out of the trade, and yeah, maybe I, should have taken a break from it, but I took a lot of profit on it, and I didn't have big position size. Now my position size is a little bit different. Now I've got big position size, but I've got big position size in the low 17s. But again, going into January, I feel really good about the position. But, at the end of the day, we have to, like one of the things I said on Friday was, all right, this level, this level, this level, because I had like 10 minutes before my wife let me come on for 10 minutes on Friday. And I was just like, look, you could always get back in, because if it breaks here, it's going to go down here. And it broke, it broke that level. And, it was like, hey, Wolf, should I stay? Should I go? Guys, look, our risk profiles are going to always be ours. I'm buying this with money from previous trades. Right now I've got like 20 grand into the option. So I'm I'm long. I'm hoping it works out. But at the same time, you have to look at it like this. All right. And I gave this example today in our Lifetime Lounge. And I think it's important and it's worth sharing. And I think it's worth sharing for all of you, whatever option that you're playing. And I'm going to give you a quick little example. Say you buy an option, call it an Apple call at $3. Okay. You get into this Apple call, it's $3, and all of a sudden you start seeing it's going against you. You take a look at the SPY, and all of a sudden the SPY's pulling back, and you're like, shit, I'm early. All right. But I still really like this trade. Okay. For whatever reason. And all of a sudden it's like 250, and you're like, all right, I'm out. So you had 10 contracts, you sell at 10 at 250. So you lost $500, right? But you're still watching the trade, and all of a sudden you see, all right, Apple's starting to settle, the SPY's starting to settle. you know, like whatever headline it was, oh, it was a rumor, whatever. And now you're looking at the same option, and now that option is now $2. What I do, okay, what I do is now if the option is $2, like I already lost 50 cents on it, I'll rebuy with the money that 2,500 bucks at $2 now. So instead of getting 10 options, 10 contracts, I'll get 12. Okay. And then, you know, I'll adjust from there. You can do that on anything, guys. Don't be afraid to get out of a position and then just get a lower strike, or just wait and, you know, and see what happens. You know, like this is a really good time for when, you know, like to go to the charts, you know, and, you know, like when I see something like this, now I'm like, okay, now I have to understand my levels. And, you know, those are the things, as well as like taking profit beforehand and not getting too greedy, that are going to keep me in the trade longer. I tell you, the people that are getting killed on this trade are the people that got greedy and went with contracts that expire this week or the following week, which you just can't do. You know, like there's a reason that I'm getting contracts when I first bought them, they had 46 days till they expire. You know, so the more you know.
There you go. Good stuff, man. Well, it's a pleasure to have you back, bud.
Yeah, guys, it's a pleasure. I got my car detailed today. I got to go see my accountant tomorrow. You know, vacation from vacation, but it's always nice to be on these streams with these fine people. I'm glad you guys like my Backstreet Boys shirt. I know it's dope. You know, Mike has an NSYNC one in his closet that says "Bye Bye Bye," and on the back it says "Ain't No Lie." You know, so to take a line from NSYNC, baby, bye bye bye. I'll catch you guys later.
Later, man. I'll see you later, bro. All right, guys. Well, listen up. That kind of concludes it there for our Q&A session on this live stream. If you guys have not done so already, subscribe, turn on those notifications, smash that like button. If you guys have still not done so, what I want to do now real quick is a little roll call. I want to see how many of our traders actually that are on here, that are on this live. Okay. I want to see how many of you are brand new to trading. If you guys are brand new to trading, I want you guys to go ahead right now and type the number 1 in the chat. I'd like to get a feel for, you know, what the experience level is of who we have on here. All right, we got Valerie, Subway Woodby, Fluid Chimp, Bob, John Gordon, Mike, Helen, Gollum Bones, Bonnie, Michelle, Mark Peterson, Arenas Israel, Connor, Rafa Rue, Ernest Palmer, Jungle Boost, Preston Eric, David Franco, Mello, Bonnie, Gray Pony, Curtis Mayo, Michael Martinez, R. Ross, John Kolakowski, Stephen Black, Valencia, Amar, Tapwater. Wow, Nick Jones, really? Nick Jones had just read somewhere that Pelosi and McConnell are still negotiating right now. If that's true, that's incredible. That's great news. Jose Alice. Camara, hello. How are you, Camara? Good, guys. Beautiful. So we've got a lot of new traders that are here. Those of you that are brand new that type the number 1, what are your goals with trading? Seriously, type them away. Type them away right there in chat, guys. What are your goals? Those of you that are brand new. What happens with a signed stimulus deal? Markets go to all-time highs. Financial freedom, Michael. Amen. John, financial freedom, fluid, extra income. Slow growth. 100% gain under 12 months. I want to make 100% on a day trade. increase my accuracy, be able to quit my job, security, extra income, use credit spreads to grow my $100 account, make a little play money. Financial freedom, more income, student debt. Make money to sign DJ LeMahieu for the Yankees. Amen to that, man. Amen to that. Ditch my day job. Long-term consistency. Leave my job. Good, guys. I see a lot of you. Okay, so I see a lot of you are talking about financial freedom, to be able to quit my job. I mean, listen, guys, these are things that are all very, very possible. Becoming consistently profitable is something that, obviously a lot of traders strive for, and it's something that can completely change the entire rest of the course and the direction of your life and your family's life, because it will allow you to be able to, walk away from eventually be able to quit your day job. It'll allow you to spend more time with family, pay off student loans, pay off your house, take that dream vacation. It allows you to realize a level of financial freedom and success that you may have never thought possible in your current line of work. I use the example like my sister. My sister is a phenomenal English teacher. But as an English teacher, you can be the best English teacher on the planet, but your earning potential and your income is capped. The same thing goes with a policeman, a fireman, a construction worker. No matter what most professions, unless you're, working for yourself and building up a business. And at that point, the sky's the limit if you're building something. But if you work for someone else, most professions, your earning potential is capped or is limited. And that is something that you will never experience as a trader. It's not cliche, or I'm not being facetious. I'm not being exaggerating. I'm not any of that. It truly is no potential to the limit. You want to make 50 grand a year, 100, 200, 500, a million, 2 million, 5 million. You could. There's nothing stopping you from making that money once you become consistently profitable, and then work on building your account and increasing your risk and increasing your position size. And there's nothing stopping you from getting to that point. Now, you're not going to go from making $0 a year trading stocks to making $1 million a year trading stocks. That's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a few months. It's not going to happen in a year, but it can happen. It can absolutely happen. Becoming a 7-figure trader is something that is very, very, very possible. It's not easy. It's not something that you're just going to, all of a sudden. You're going to have to learn. You're going to have to learn and become a master of your craft, just like you would any other skill set that you're trying to learn. If you were to enter a new field or start a new job anywhere else, you're gonna have to go through some type of training program. You're gonna have to learn. You don't become a policeman without going to the academy. You don't become a lawyer without going to law school. You don't become a doctor without going to med school. You don't become a professional athlete without training your ass off. I mean, no matter what the profession, you have to work your way up to be the best. And if you want to be the best and you want to get to a point where you're making enough money to where you can quit your job, you've got to be able to actually put in some work and make sure that you actually learn. And that is what True Trading Group is all about. We are all about teaching you, giving you the tools, resources, and education necessary to become a consistently profitable trader. This is not something you're just going to open up an account, dump a couple grand in, and you're just going to start making money. Okay, you have to learn how to actually do this before you start. So please, guys, get yourselves a professional education before you actually start trading with real money. And when you guys join True Trading Group, you're getting the same education that I got, working at a hedge fund in New York. I didn't figure this stuff out on my own. I was taught. All right. So with that being said, I want to make sure that all of you that are on this live stream right now are fully aware of the 7-day trial that we have with True Trading Group. Because if you want to get an experience, and if you want to get an idea of what it really feels like to get a professional education, because like I said, you are getting a simplified version of the education and the training that I received when I worked at a hedge fund in New York. All right. I didn't figure this stuff out in my mother's basement. I was taught. And you can join us for a 7-day trial by going to ttgthree.com. It's right there at the bottom of the screen, guys. It's only $3. It's a one-time payment that's less than a cup of coffee. You've probably bought bags of chips or candy bars that have cost more money than a 7-day trial that could potentially change your life. Okay, and see if True Trading Group is right for you. The 7-day trial is just a one-time payment. It's not reoccurring. You could upgrade to a full membership at any time during your trial, but you're under no obligation to do so. This trial gets you 7-day access to our member dashboard, which will provide you or the ability to actually see all the resources and tools that are included with your True Trading Group membership, because we're not just like an alert service. We are a platform of the top premium tools, resources, and products that will allow you guys to become consistently profitable traders. These are, tools that some of the best trade that honestly, they're the best tools that are out there. Like our new service, our simulators, our scanners, our screeners, all of these things are some of the best services that are out there, and they're included with your TeachD membership. So you're going to be able to see what is available with the trial by having 7-day access to our member dashboard. You're going to be able to use our stock profile tool, which is our due diligence resource, which is where you can enter any ticker symbol you're interested in, get a downloadable PDF report that's going to give you general information on the company, SEC filings, news, insider transactions, analyst ratings. It's going to give you all the information that can help you make your investment and trading decisions. You can do it for 100 different ticker symbols if you want. Knock yourself out. You'll get 100 different downloadable PDF reports. With your trial, you're also going to get our daily watch list, which is the list of stocks that we are paying attention to, that we're going to be trading on the day, why we're focusing on those stocks, and how we plan on profiting from them. Where's our buying zones? Where's our take profit zones? You're going to get that daily watch list every single day with your 7-day trial. You're also going to get 3 sample courses included with your membership. Okay, those 3 sample courses are a condensed version and a sample of what you would get access to as a full-time member. Nonetheless, those 3 courses are guaranteed to make you a better trader. These courses are probably worth a few $100 on their own. They are included for just the $3 when you sign up for the 7-day trial. Whether you've never traded a stock a day in your life or you've been doing this for 10 years, guarantee that there is information and education in those 3 courses, multiple chapters, multiple lessons in each chapter that can help you become a better trader just by going through those courses. And then, of course, you'll have access to our live trading chat room for 3 days. You're going to be able to come in our chat room and trade with me and the rest of the TeachD fam live. I share my screen. The other moderators share their screen. We are all live on the microphone. Myself, Jason, okay, our other moderators, we are all live on the microphone telling you what we're doing, what we're seeing, what we think, what we like, what we don't like. We're live on the microphone telling you what we do all throughout the day. We are also, I will tell you guys that I'm going to enter a trade before I actually enter it. I'll tell you I'm going to exit a trade before I actually exit it. I'll tell you guys, I like this. I like what I'm seeing here out of ABCD. We've got support here at 10. I'm looking for a pullback. I'm going to be a buyer around 1020, 1025. It's exactly what I say to people. I'll say stop loss 980. It's exactly what I say to people. Okay, stock comes down. Once my order actually executes, once my order fills, you get a push notification in chat that lets you know my order has filled, what's my entry price, what's my stop loss. And then I'm right back on the microphone. I'm walking you guys through that entire trade setup, telling you exactly what I'm looking for the stock to do, where I'm taking profits, etc. I walk you guys through my trades. It's very easy to follow my trades during the day because I'm also not a scalper. I'm not in and out of stocks within seconds. I'm not buying a stock and selling it 45 seconds later. I'm a traditional day trader. I also do some swing trading, which means that my trades last anywhere from several minutes to several hours long, sometimes several days. We also have Jay Downing, who specializes in swing trading specifically. He's our swing trading mod. We have Chris Toner, who focuses on options. He also does swing trading. And then we've got the Wolf, who also does swing trading. So we day trade. We also swing trade. And you guys will be able to follow along with all of that in our trading chat room. Okay, we are also currently sporting a 79% win rate in chat, which means anytime myself or one of the other moderators calls out a trade in chat, it is a profitable one. Again, guys, this is our 7-day trial. It is a one-time payment of $3. After 7 days, if you don't want to continue your trial, it just expires. Okay, you don't have to do anything. Your 7-day trial will just expire after 7 days. All right, you can upgrade to a full membership at any time, but you're under no obligation to do so. That is our 7-day trial. Okay. Now, on the flip side to that, okay, on the flip side to that, we do have, like I said, we do have our full membership. Okay, and I want to share with you guys our full membership. and explain to you what you get access to. Because for those of you that are ready to begin your journey and really commit to achieving the goals that you just spoke about, okay, just a couple minutes ago, you guys all talked about a bunch of goals. If you're ready to commit to achieving those goals now, and you're ready to put in the work, you're ready to get a professional education, same education that I got working at a hedge fund, that education is the reason why I was able to receive a Trader of the Year award in 2008. It is what's made me the trader I am today. It is the same information I teach all of our members. If you are ready, okay, to go through and get that education, I want to explain to you what a full membership to 2 Trading Group offers. We take the top premium trading tools and products and we bundle them together as part of your TTG membership. Okay, you are going to be able to get access to our live Benzinga news feed. Okay, our live Benzinga news feed is available directly in chat. It gives you breaking up to the second news alerts. Okay, we also have a Squawk Box feature on the Benzinga news feed, which will allow you to actually turn your speakers on and listen to the news headlines instead of reading them as they come across the wire. All right, so someone will actually read those news headlines out to you. It's very important for you guys to have breaking news as an active trader because news headlines can come out, the stocks can drop or pop in the blink of an eye, especially with all these stimulus talks going on. You want to make sure that you have up to the second updates on if talks are going well, if talks are going poorly, if Nancy Pelosi just maybe stormed out of a meeting with Mitch McConnell or Secretary Mnuchin just stormed out of a meeting. Like, you want to make sure that you know that stuff to help you be able to profit from that type of price action. Okay, so that's one feature that you guys are going to be able to get access to. You're also going to be able to use get full book level 2 and level 1 and real-time options data with our trade simulator. We have a trade simulator that allows you to trade stocks and options with fake money. Okay, with getting real-time level 2, that allows you to practice implement what you learn in the courses, practice implementing that. Okay, before you start trading with real money. Okay, before you guys start trading with real money. Let me just see here. I want to put it up here on the screen for you guys, but I can't even. Here we go. Okay, I'll put it up there on the screen for you guys. Okay, you're also going to be able to use our Trade Ideas scanner. Our Trade Idea Scanner is something that all our members have access to. It shows you, stocks breaking through the high of the day, increases in volume, leading gainers, top gappers, all of that stuff. You guys will be able to see that on our Trade Idea Scanner. You also get access to our TradingView Pro charting software. That's included with your membership. Minimum up to 10 easy to follow actionable trade alerts from a community of pro traders that are currently sporting a 79% win rate. And then you get access to all of our courses. TTG is a pay one price, get access to everything membership. We do not have different levels of membership. When you sign up, you get access to all of our courses. Okay, all of our courses. Not you sign up, you get some courses, then if you want the VIP courses, you got to pay more. None of that BS. You get access to everything. A 15-course curriculum that I wrote, multiple chapters, multiple lessons. Okay, that is a simplified version of the education that I received working at the hedge fund. So when you guys join 2 Trading Group, you are getting the same education that I received. This is what has made me the trader I am today. This is what I teach all of our teaching members. We have everything from beginner and foundation courses, advanced courses, option courses, swing trading courses, trader psychology courses, you name it, we've got it. You get access to it when you sign up right now with coupon code TTG1220. I put it right there at the bottom of your screen, TTG1220, guys, where you guys can actually take advantage of the holiday sale discount that we're currently running. You're also going to be getting access to over 90 hours of additional educational video content. The courses are in text and video format. In addition to that, over 90 hours of educational video content in a video library you will be able to get access to. These are recorded workshops and webinars that myself and other moderators have conducted over the course of the last year. And you will be able to have access to this entire video library. Okay. As a full-time member, you're also going to be able to start attending these workshops and webinars live. Ask the moderator questions, ask members questions, interact with other members. You guys are going to be able to do that. And then last but not least, you guys have full-on access to myself, the other moderators, because in chat during the day, you have the ability to send me a private message. You can send me a private message. You can send the other moderators a message. You can ask us what we think. Instead of asking me what I think about these particular stocks and Mike, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? Instead of asking me now at 10 o'clock at night, ask me during the day when the market's open so you can actually act and profit from the advice that I give you. Okay. So like I said, guys, this is our holiday sale. A 1-year membership normally would cost $2,048, but with coupon code TTG1220, it gets you a 41% discount right here tonight, which brings the price of a membership all the way down to just $1,192. That is up until midnight tonight. Okay, that's up until midnight tonight, $1,192. The price of a membership is going up tomorrow. Okay, this is our holiday sale. Do not wait till the end of the month thinking you're going to get a bigger discount. This right now is the cheapest price. You're going to be able to get a membership to True Trading Group, $1,192, a 41% discount with coupon code TG1220, because every 24-hour period in the month of December, the cost of our membership is going up by a couple bucks. And then come next year, come January, the price of a membership is going to be going up to around $14.97 with any type of a coupon code. So you're going to be wanting to lock in that $11.92 price now tonight before the price goes up by a couple bucks tomorrow and then goes up significantly come January. So we're going to be raising our prices in 2021. So you guys want to make sure that you are able to take advantage and act on this price point now, because like I said, every 24-hour period in the month of December, the price goes up. So you guys want to make sure that you use coupon code THD1220. And anyone that signs up by midnight tonight, is also going to get included a free Amazon Kindle Fire HD tablet. And yes, we are going to cover the shipping. Totally free. It's my gift to you. This is a perfect tool to help you stay connected on the go when you are trading and learning. I don't want you guys to be fumbling around on your phone screen while you're trying to place orders and follow along with us in chat, because as a full-time member, you will be able to use our mobile app. We have a mobile app. So for those of you that are not able to be in front of your computer screen, okay, all day long, you will be able to use our mobile app to stay connected with chat, see the screen share, okay, listen to the audio analysis, and get real-time push notifications whenever a moderator enters or exits a trade. Okay, whenever a moderator enters or exits a trade. And I want you to be able to do so nice and comfortably on a brand new Amazon Kindle Fire HD tablet. Anyone that signs up with coupon code THD1220 by midnight tonight, you have 1 hour and 38 minutes left, okay, to take advantage and get a free Amazon Kindle Fire HD tablet with coupon code TTG1220. And again, guys, that will also get you that 41% discount, which brings the price all the way down to just $1,192. To give you an idea of the value that you're actually getting as a member, all of those features and products I told you about before, that Benzinga newsfeed with the Squawk Box feature, Benzinga charges $1,188 a year for that service. That is included with your membership when you use coupon code TG1220 and pay $11.92. Okay, so you're getting an entire year membership to True Trading Group for just what Benzinga would charge you for their newsfeed, and that's included with your membership. Okay, real-time level 1 and level 2 for all exchanges, that would cost you $990 for the year. A trade simulator would cost you $750 for the year. And Trading Views Pro charting software would cost you $720 for the year. That's $3,648 worth of premium resources, products, and tools that are included with your membership when you sign up right now with coupon code THD1220. Not to mention the value of the courses, the chat room, not to mention that, the over 90 hours of the additional educational video content, the stock profile tool, the mobile app. I mean, that doesn't even take into consideration any of those other things that we talked about. Okay, so right there, you're already getting tremendous value on a full membership to True Trading Group. And I'm going to go even one step further. Okay, I'm going to go even one step further, because anyone that signs up here tonight with this coupon code takes advantage of this offer. I'm about to show you guys how much that I believe in True Trading Group and how confident I am that this can and will work for you, because I know what the education has done for me, I know what the education has done for our members. Okay. So that is why I am willing. Okay. Anyone that is still on the fence, sign up right now with this coupon code, go through all of our courses, get an 85 or higher on the quizzes at the end of the courses, and do a one-on-one with one of our pro moderators. Anyone that signs up by midnight tonight will also get included with their membership a free 1 hour one-on-one mentor session with one of our mods to go over your questions, your topics, review your trading, identify mistakes you're making, and then talk about how to fix them to help improve your P&L. Okay. So if you do those three things, go through the courses, get an 85 or higher on the quizzes, and do your one-on-one. If you do not make back your $1,192 at least once throughout the course of your membership, I'm going to give you all of your money back. I'm going to give you a complete total refund if you go through all the courses, get an 85 or higher on the quizzes, do your one-on-one. If you don't make that $1,192 back in the course of the year, at least once, I'm giving you all of your money back. That is a money back guarantee, putting my money where my mouth is, because I believe that if you just get a professional education, you can be a consistently profitable trader. So I have just guaranteed your membership cost. You now have nothing to lose except possibly never achieving the goals that all of you just typed in this chat just a few short minutes ago. Financial freedom, I want to quit my job, I want to pay off my student loans, all of those goals that you guys all typed in there, that is what you're now potentially giving up, because it's not the $1,192. If you don't make that back at least once after doing those three things, I'm going to give you all your money back. I'm going to give you all your money back. The reason why I can do this, the reason why I can confidently offer you guys that money back guarantee is because 80% of our members are making 7 to 10 times their membership fee back within the first 6 months of their membership. 30% of them are doing it within the first 30 days, but 80% are doing it within the first 6 months. They're making, not just making their money back, they're making 7 to 10 times their money back within the first 6 months. That means that if you take $1,192 right now and invest it in yourself, get a professional education, get the free Amazon Kindle Fire, get the free one-on-one, get the money back guarantee, you have an 80% chance of making at least $11,000 in the next 6 months. That's what that stat means. That's why I'm so confident in offering you the money back guarantee. If I didn't think that you were going to be able to make money after going through and receiving the same education that I got working at a hedge fund, I wouldn't do this. I'd be crazy to offer you this. I'd be getting hundreds of traders demanding refunds if they weren't making money. But if you take $1,192 right here tonight and use coupon code TG1220 and you make 11 grand in the next 6 months, of course you're going to want to renew your membership because you're making money. You're improving your own financial situation. You're learning how to become a consistently profitable trader. You're progressing, you're developing, and you're consistently making more and more and more and more. And you start chipping off those goals that you thought were so far out of reach. They start to become dreams, start to become reality. And that's something else that I want to point out and make sure you guys are actually aware of, because when you lock in the $1,192 price point tonight, you are locking that price in for the life of your membership. So when it comes time for your membership to renew next year, let's say our cost of our membership is $2,200 next year, and your membership is up for renewal. You're not paying $2,200 to renew. You will only pay $1,192 to renew. So you might be saving 41% tonight, but you might be saving 50%. Okay, you might be saving 50% a year from now, because the cost of our membership is going up. Our cost of our membership is going up in January significantly. And in every 24-hour period in the month of December, it goes up a couple of bucks. So I'm telling you, next year, if you sign up tonight, next year, our membership is going to be significantly higher, but you will only pay whatever you pay today, which is the $1,192 with coupon code TG1220 to renew your membership. Okay. All right, guys. And we are also, I think we're like 35% of the way there on our next Tesla giveaway. That's something else that I want to mention to you guys. If you guys were on my live stream just on Sunday, I just gave away $30,000 to a lucky TGD member. Every time we get 300 new members, we raffle off a Tesla or $30,000, whichever the winner prefers. All you need to do is be a member of True Trading Group to be included in that raffle. We're about 35% of the way there to our next giveaway. So in January, I'm going to be raffling off, it looks like, another Tesla or $30,000 to one lucky TGD member. All you have to do is be a full-time member to be included in that raffle. All right. That's it. That's all you got to do to be included in that raffle. All right. So again, guys, use coupon code TGD1220 right here, right now, before the price goes up tomorrow. I'm telling you guys, do not wait till the end of the month thinking that there's going to be a Christmas sale or a holiday sale or some other bigger discount. There won't be. This is our holiday sale. The cheapest opportunity you have to join is $11.92 right here, right now, tonight, before midnight, with coupon code TG1220. Get a free Amazon Kindle, get a free one-on-one with a mod, and get a money-back guarantee by signing up tonight before midnight with that coupon code. Otherwise, like I said, don't forget, we do have the 7-day trial. Okay, we do have the 7-day trial. That's just $3. One-time payment, not reoccurring. One-time payment, $3. For that, you guys can go right to the bottom of my screen here, that URL, ttgthree.com, and that'll get you the 7-day trial. You can upgrade to a full membership at any time during the trial if you wish, but you're under no obligation to do so. Keep in mind, on the 7-day trial, 7-day trial members are not included in the Tesla raffle. You have to be a full-time member to be included in the Tesla raffle. You will also not be getting the free Amazon Kindle Fire, the money-back guarantee, and I can't guarantee you the $11.92 41% discount as a trial member either. That I can't promise you that you will still get that 41% discount, but you will be able to try True Trading Group out for 7 days. See if you like it, see if it's for you, get a feel for what a professional education can do for your trading, get a feel for what it's like to be part of the TGD community, interact with members, interact with moderators, ask questions, go through the courses, trade with us live, see the dashboard, see the tools and resources available, and then you guys can decide if TGD is right for you. Go to ttgthree.com for that trial. Otherwise, like I said, guys, use coupon code TTG1220 and get that 41% discount, the free Amazon Kindle, the free one-on-one with a mod, and a money-back guarantee. I'll see you guys all in chat tomorrow. We're going to look to keep this momentum going. We're on a bit of a hot streak. We're going to look to ride that out. You guys want to make sure you get your butts in chat with me tomorrow. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and of course, smash that like button. I'll see you guys all in chat tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night, guys.